We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning and welcome to Daily Journal Newsbreak for Friday, January 26th. I'm your host, Chris Kiefer, and we're going to take a look at the top news and sports stories from Northeast Mississippi. But first, let's start with your weather forecast. Today we're looking at partly cloudy skies with a high of 61 and a low of 46, 10% chance of rain. Looking ahead at your 3-day outlook, Saturday, 60% chance of rain, high of 58, low of 47. Sunday, 30% chance of rain, high of 59, low of 30. Monday, sunny, high of 47, low of 24. Let's take a look now at today's top headlines. North Mississippi Medical Center in Tupelo has lifted the restrictions it placed on visitors earlier this month because of high flu activity. The hospital announced on Thursday morning it has returned to normal visitation policies. In early January, the hospital asked families and friends of patients to limit visitors to one person at a time because of very high flu activity. It also closed public waiting rooms. Baptist Memorial Hospital Union County is still asking the public to limit their visits to hospital patients, but it didn't implement strict limits. Flu activity remains high, but data from the Mississippi State Department of Health indicates it has backed off from a peak in late December. Individuals with flu symptoms are still asked not to visit hospital patients to prevent spreading the disease to those who are most vulnerable. Through thorough hand washing, use of hand sanitizer, and other common sense precautions are still encouraged. Patients seeking treatment at the hospital and clinics are still asked to wear a mask if they have flu-like symptoms. Mississippi lawmakers got good news and bad news on Thursday as they grapple with funding the State Division of Medicaid. The good news is the deficit request for the current fiscal year has been nearly cut in half to $26.4 million. The bad news is the agency is requesting an increase for the new fiscal year of $65.8 million to $984.6 million. Drew Snyder made the request to the House Appropriations Committee on Thursday. Snyder was appointed as the interim director of the agency by Governor Phil Bryant in December. Medicaid provides health care primarily to the disabled, poor pregnant women, poor children, and certain segments of the poor elderly population. Last fall, former Director David Jellick had requested a deficit appropriation of $47.7 million to finish the current fiscal year, which ends on June 30th. But Snyder said the request can be reduced by delaying the enactment of contracts and postponing programs. He also pledged to continue to work to reduce costs at the Division of Medicaid. Saltillo residents and visitors will see splashes of new color across town when the weather warms. Officials are in the process of planting hundreds of daffodil bulbs donated by the Mississippi Urban Forest Council. Saltillo Mayor Rex Smith said the council offered the flowers to interested cities during the Mississippi Municipal League convention. Officials are now in the process of trying to figure out where to place the bulbs. Smith said some of them will be placed around the Saltillo entrance sign, at City Hall, and near the community storm shelter. Daffodils come in a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes. Once planted, they will bloom every spring for years with virtually no care or upkeep. And as an added benefit, daffodils multiply each year. Generally, daffodils are planted in the fall. Smith said crews will work to get them in the ground as soon as possible. And in sports, some of the best girls basketball teams in Northeast Mississippi will be joined by top squads from Alabama and Tennessee on Saturday. The annual Robertson Sportswear Challenge will be played at Booneville and features 10 games. 3 of those games feature head-to-head matchups between ranked area teams. That includes 9th-ranked New Site against 6th-ranked Kossuth, 7th-ranked Tupelo against 4th-ranked Belmont, and 5th-ranked Lafayette against 8th-ranked Booneville. Perhaps the most notable game will be top-ranked Ingomar against Spain Park from Alabama. Ingomar is 22-1 and has won the last 2 2A state titles. Spain Park is 23-4 and was Alabama's Class 7A state runner-up last year. Spain Park also has a handful of Division I prospects. That includes Sarah Ashley Barker, whose offer sheet includes Alabama, Arkansas, and Georgia. And that does it for Newsbreak on this Friday. Don't forget that this show is just one of the many online offerings courtesy of the Daily Journal. that gets you news off the page and on the go. Ole Miss and Mississippi State fans, check out the Double Coverage podcast with beat reporters Parrish Alford and Logan Lowry talking about the Rebels and Bulldogs. On Thursday's episode, they discussed the Mississippi State women's basketball team and former Ole Miss football coach Hugh Freeze making his first public comments since his forced resignation. Listen in Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or at doublecoverage.djournal.com. And each story discussed on Newsbreak can be found in your daily journal or online at djournal.com, where you can also catch a new episode of Newsbreak each weekday morning at 7 a.m. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Kiefer. Have a great Friday.